Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of Shenaniganalandia here at Coaster Monkey Studios. And in this episode, we're going to take a bit of a sidestep from the main series because a lot of you would ask me, how did I build this elevator? And that's what we're going to go through today. I'm going to show you guys how we built it. And it's actually really simple. If you see, we grabbed a couple of those moving pieces. I forget what they're called. But the moving pieces that go up and down, right? And we set them to a slow lift up and down. And we placed one on top of the other, right? And we've set them to be triggerable. Now, if you set them to be triggerable and to start at the exact same time on your timeline, you can get them both to rise at the same time, which creates a nice smooth lift. And that's what we want. We want this accessibility elevator to have a lift that is slow and even to the top. And that's what we did. And the rest is really just building, right? So first things first, I learned very hard, and I think I may go back and rebuild it, but I built this on an uneven plane, so none of the things like line up perfectly. You can't tell unless you're staring at the thing, right? But we did build it a little bit uneven, so in the future, when I go back and build another one, or if I decide to build another one, or if I update this file because this is on the workshop, we're gonna make it more even. And a little less crooked. So, but it was really simple to make. My inspiration for this came from Dorney Park. If you've ever been to Dorney Park, you would know that connected to Steel Force, the station, there is this ADA elevator that was tapped on to the side of the station. And this is something you'll find in older rides, where they would have thrown this on the side of a building. And we're gonna say here at Shenaniganalandia, we are very ADA compliant. But this elevator was tacked onto the side of this building, but it was built on it with the initial build. Does that make sense? I guess it makes sense. Anyway, so here we are. We're building it out. We're using these glass pieces, which I'm in love with. I love our glass pieces. I went through and I did like a whole pass over the park of glass pieces. I think it really sells the look of the park. Do I want to do custom windows everywhere? No. Do I love the glass pieces? Yeah, they're fantastic. So as you can see here, we're now throwing our lift into its area, and you can really see the mechanics of it now. It is the two pistons on top of each other, and they're built into each other so that they have a nice clean lift. And you can see there were all the different things. They're all starting at the exact same time. They all start at the exact same time. Then they lift together and they go down together. Very simple, very easy, very clean look. So the next thing we needed once we got the lift into place was its framing, right? So we built out for this frame a track for the actual elevator to go up and down in, and then we created four corners to keep it stationary and set, if you will, within the build. And now look, see, I made it a little more crooked. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna fix that. So don't you worry about that. Actually, you know what? I think I did fix it. I'm pretty sure I did fix it. But I think I'm gonna rebuild the actual elevator itself, and I'm gonna come back with it and make it really crisp. But this is how it's done. It's very simple. It's very easy. And what I love about it is we not only built it so that it had a lift, but then we also built a mini ADA ramp that leads up to that elevator. So it looks like it was tacked on, but it really wasn't tacked on. It was built with, I don't know. It's a whole thing. Just follow my methodology here. I'm a little kooky. So here's that track I was talking about. We're putting the track, the pieces on the elevator that fit into the track, and then we're creating the track on either side. Again, a super simple, easy build. Just a quick how I did it, if you will. A number of you were asking me that, and I think, it's just really, it's really simple. It's really simple, and if you want to download it, I'll put the download code down below for you guys. I'll put a link that'll lead straight to the build. So this way you can just click on it, download it, and put it in your park. Now, if you want to put it, here's my thing. I would put it before you put your coaster, because it's essentially has two heights. You've got one full height, which is the full extension of the pistons, or you could remove one of those pistons and only lift it up halfway, and you can have a lower height for your ride. And I think that is really important to mention because it's not a one size fits all kind of lift. It does have its two separate heights that you can go to, but those are the only heights that you can do. But I think it'll be fine because if you do the lower height, it's only about 10 feet off the ground, right? The other thing too is the piston itself is buried into the ground, deep into the ground, so you won't see the piston coming up and down on the build. So it'll make it a little bit of an easier thing. So that's really it. That's how we did this build. I'm going to let the video kind of close out so you can kind of see the rest of that. If you like what you see here, follow, subscribe, like all that fun stuff. I would really appreciate it. It does help out the channel. And until the next one, friends, keep on building. Thanks so much. Have a great one.